we go then, Graham. We've got a little game to play with you now. I've only done this once before on the Barnet Player because it needs to be with a Barnet player with a rich footballing history, or between you and me, a Wikipedia page. I've got the following question for you. Graham Stack, how much do you know about Graham Stack?
Right,
5 questions for you, right?
Yeah.
We'll start with, what should we start with? The clubs you played on loan for. This comes in 2 parts. Part 1, 1A. How many clubs have you played for on loan? Just the number.
Can I quickly
Yeah. We have time on our side. Played for.
Played for.
I hope I've got this right from my end.
Gonna go 4.
I've got 5. I'm hoping I'm
Played
right.
for.
Right, name your 4.
Millwall, Beveren, Reading, and Wolves.
Leeds.
Leeds.
Yes! No, actually, you got neither of those right. Question number 2. You made your debut for Arsenal. It's a bit like this is your life, isn't it? You made your debut for Arsenal in a League Cup match against Rotherham in the year of 2003. What an amazing game it turned out to be. It went to penalties. You scored. What was the Arsenal ended up winning? What was the score? The final score on penalties?
9-8.
It's correct. I didn't think you'd get that one.
When I tell people, I try and leave the scoreline out of it. It looks like I've had a shocker.
Yeah.
I did actually save 2 on the night.
You saved 2, did you? I was going to
Yeah.
ask. You saved 2. And when did you take your pen?
I was the 8th one.
Well, yeah.
I scored the 8th, and then I saved 1, and then Sylvan scored.
What did you do? Did you hammer it?
No, I slotted it.
Did you place it?
Yeah, I placed it in the corner.
Got a keeper who placed it.
Yeah.
Good work. Number 3. Name 2 of the keepers you competed for the number 1 shirt with during your time at Leeds in 06-07. So there was 3 going for it. Can you name 2 of the 3? You might be able to name all 3. I don't know. How's your memory?
Neil Sullivan, Casper Ankergren, and Tony Warner.
Very good. Easy. Number 4. What was the officially given minutes you saved that famous penalty against Wickham end of last year, the last ever game at Underhill? The minute was officially given.
It was late.
It was late, all right.
89.
No, later than I thought the officially given minute was 92 in injury time.
Wow.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's go back to that day, that afternoon. You must be one of your highlights of your career. It was like a film. It was like a film.
No, it was.
It was just too much.
Yeah, it was probably the best moment in my career.
Yeah,
like
that moment.
Yeah, that moment. Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. I've never experienced that before. It was incredible. It was a shame, really, that.
Well, yeah.
You know, but listen, that can never be taken away from me. I mean, that would be always in the, always be in history books and always be remembered for. So, it's a special moment. I had my kids there on that day as well.
Yeah, your kids were out there. Yeah, I mean, afterwards was just a moment. Everyone came on, and you did your round. You and Jake came on, and the rest of the players came on.
Yeah, well, because obviously they were mascots before the game.
Oh, were they mascots for the day?
Yeah, mascots
right. I didn't realise.
Right. First time they'd ever been mascots.
Oh, really?
Oh,
you're joking?
Yeah, last at Underhill. So it was it all fitted nicely into place, clean sheet and all that. So that was just someday I know it will never be forgotten for me.
I don't know if you're one to keep stuff, but you've got to have some photos from that day. I mean, there's some iconic photos. You with the fans, and that penalty save. Have you seen that photo of you literally?
I've got a print of it actually.
Oh, yeah, you
Someone
must have.
sent me it. Yeah,
Frame
but I always keep stuff over the years. I've got a lot of newspaper cuttings and whatever else, pictures, photos from over the years. But there's a few from that day that are a little bit special. Yeah.
Finally, number 5, you became somewhat of a cult hero when you decked a fan who ran towards you during a match while you were in Germany playing for Beveren.
That's right, yeah.
It's available to check out on YouTube. There has been many thousands of times.
Yeah, there's a lot more actually. It got taken down for some reason.
Did it?
And went back up again.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you a bit about that day, but the question is this: who were Beveren playing that day? Who were the fans? Who the set of fans from?
Royal Antwerp.
Royal Antwerp.
Yeah, that's another day that'll never be forgotten.
So it was all. Obviously, you were just obviously it goes without saying you were just defending yourself, but they were. What happened? They were giving you stick right the way through the game.
Well, no, they've got a history. Royal Antwerp. They've got a big, they're following hooliganism wise over there. They're quite a big firm over there, and it's only 10 kilometres away from where we were.
So they're local.
It wasn't our derby. Locker was our derby, and Royal Antwerp. There was another team in Antwerp.
Yeah.
So that was their derby, but we were 3-1 up on the day, and there was only one. It was old school stadium, cast iron railings. It was a real old school stadium. A lot of history of the club and whatever else. And we were 3-1 up, and there was obviously a few of their fans were fuming, and there was little bottles would come on. One of the officials had to throw off a piece of iron that was thrown at the corner flag in the first half. There was coins. There was just all sorts coming back. And literally, we've gone 3-1 up. And I've just turned around and celebrated with the away the away punters, not to give them any grief or to incite them in any way, but just to let them know that I was quite happy. And then as I was doing that, there was a few big lumps on the gate. And I'm looking at this gate and I'm thinking, that's cast iron, that's not going nowhere. But there's only one steward, and he must have been about 60 odd. And I thought, if that comes through, I said, right, I'm in a bit of trouble. Thought nothing of it. The game was being played on, and then. I've just sort of, out the corner of my eye, turned round and there's a punter on the pitch. I'm like, oh my God, next minute they're all coming through the gate. I thought, here we go. And I thought, well, I can't just run off because we're still playing. I thought, in a minute, stewards will come on, get them all back in. And
so that sounds Benny Hill used to like running off the pitch, the game's still going on.
So I just sort of stood in goal, and I told the two fellas not to bother. If you see it yourself, I tried to avoid any confrontation, but I think it was unavoidable at the time. And then some lunatic come tearing behind him and threw a couple of punches and missed pathetically. And I've just caught him on the chin a little bit, and he's ended up in the deck.
A little bit is somewhat of an understatement, Graham. But you know, it was good work.
But I'd say what come with that, no, it was incredible. I was in like images of the year, like I think the Belgian prince or princess had been married that year, and you know, at New Year's Day.
Did he get loads of press then? Nationally, did it? Really?
Yeah, I wasn't.
And how did they play it? Were you?
I was the hero.
What was the reaction? You were the hero.
Yeah, I was the hero. Worked that one out, but no, I was actually. The next day after the game, I woke up in my apartment. I've gone out to get the papers, obviously wanting to see any feedback. There was a pair of boxing gloves on my door, my apartment door, and that was one thing. Then by the time I got to the newsagents, I'd been stopped by 3 or 4 people. So and they speak brilliant English over there. Talking about it. Then I was in the images of the year. And all the nationals. I was on a talk show with a guy called Sergio, who was a Eurovision Song Contest contestant from years ago. He's got his own talk show.
I didn't realise all this.
And I was with Jean-Marie Pfaff, who I think he won the best keeper in the World Cup like years ago. He's got his own show in Belgium called The Pfaffs. It's like a fly on the wall documentary. And I was invited to his house like while the show was running. Sat down, had dinner with him, watched videos of him playing in the World Cup, and like,
oh my
stuff
God!
Like that. And then there was flags at games after that. I got a lot of hate as well through obviously their supporters, emails to the club, letters to the club saying if he plays against us at our place.
What was the next time? Did you play the next game against us?
Yeah, I was advised actually by the Belgian FA not to travel on the day, but me being me, I wanted to play.
Yeah.
So I did play in the game.
Were you playing with?
I played, yeah. Our bus got stoned on the way through, and it was funny because during the game I had 3 lads from England come over, and they watched the game, and you can't understand, but all you could hear was something. Stack your mums up, like during the game, and I thought they're definitely not happy with me. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but
nice. It weren't good.
It weren't nice, but no, it was a good year.
Did you enjoy your last time you came on Barney Play? We talked about your time in Scotland. Did you enjoy your time in Belgium?
Loved it. My team, the team I was involved in was incredible. I was actually the only white player in the side. Right. They were all Ivorian, and they all came from a soccer academy that Arsene Wenger was affiliated with through Jean-Marc Guillou, a place in Abidjan called Abidjan. And we had Yaya Touré, Eboué, who's at Arsenal. We had Yapi Yapo, who's now in Nantes. We had a couple of boys that went to Marseille. 2 of them went to Russia.
Where were they in the league structure? Where were they?
We just finished outside the top 5.
Right.
We were due to. They should have got relegated the previous season, the club. And because of financial difficulties with 1 or 2 others, the others went down and Bevan stayed up.
Yeah.
And then we just had a right go.
Good year.
Yeah, we beat Anderlecht, beat Bruges, played against Standard Liège. We played against some real big sides. Genk were in the Champions League at the time, so it was a good experience. I was only 20. So
what crowds were they getting?
Oh, we were getting probably anything between sort of 8 and 9 at home, and then when we would go away, it would be anything up to sort of 20 or 30,000.
Big match days,
big games, brilliant game. We were only a small club though, we were only a tiny little club. So it was the bigger games when we went away to your Anderlechts and the Asians, and they were like the 20, 30s.
I was going to say, just going back to that, one of the things I like about you is you do like to interact in a really fun way with the away crowd, and I think more keepers should do that, and I think the away fans enjoy it as well, by and large, like 95% of the time. I think it's really great, you know.
Yeah,
You've always been up for that, haven't you?
I've always loved that. Yeah, I'm a football.
Milton Keynes pre-season was good fun, weren't
they? Yeah, they were good as gold, the MK Dons fans. Listen, you always get a few. I've been called absolutely all sorts. I kid you not. I made my debut for Arsenal against Cambridge when I was 16 in the reserves, and like that was just an eye opener. Like I got slaughtered. I was only a 16-year-old kid, but ever since that day, it's just been more off a duck's back. But I enjoy it. One, I feel like
did it pump you up a bit?
Puts a bit more pressure on me, and I like that because I'm now getting covered by a few punches behind, and you know it's nice to win the game. I got hammered last. When we beat AFC Wimbledon, fans were saying from AFC, I can't believe the way you celebrated after the game. We were in a relegation dogfight. The 3 points was massive for us at the time. And make a save off the line from a corner in the dying minutes of the game, probably the best save I made all season. So I'm buzzing, I'm on cloud 9, like the adrenaline's going, of course you're going to celebrate. When they scored, what did they do? Did they just sit there and not do nothing? You're entitled to celebrate. Football's an emotional game, and I'm quite an emotional person, and I love winning. So I'm one of them, you know, if we are winning. At the same time, the flip side of that is when I'm getting beat, and probably, I'm probably the worst person to be around. But no, I enjoy like all the interaction and that.
I like that a lot, and it kind of similarly, you and other players feedback post-match on Twitter. Just doing stuff like that, the Twitter stuff, making fans feel close to the players. I think it's amazing. I think it really adds something, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
When you see you tweeting about a save or a goal 15 minutes after, I think it really means something, you know.
I think it's good, and more and more people are doing it now. You've got to be very careful on Twitter because, you know, we have meetings with the FA and different bodies that, you know, advise us on what to say and what not to say, and it's hard at times. Sometimes you want to be a bit more in that. You just got to toe the line sometimes, but it's once it's out there in that media and that public eye, it's never coming back. So you
can delete it, but it's still been out there.
Exactly, that's exactly it. So you've got to think twice, and the beauty of Twitter is you can block people, and I've had to block quite a few.
I bet you've had a bit of fun there. Great to catch up. Have a good one on Saturday.
Top man.
Thank you. Cheers,
pleasure.
Thanks.